Now to today's focus here on France 24, and there is heightened surveillance and even draconian control measures. But the question remains, are France's many nuclear power stations safe? Well, the French power firm that manages them, that's EDF, wants to prolong their life from 10 to 20 years. EDF also due to build 2 new reactors in the UK. But the company's finances are not exactly a picture of health. It is at least 37 billion euros in debt. And there have been embarrassing revelations over the manufacturer Creusot, which makes the reactors, and ensuing allegations of laxity. Well, as Jonathan Walsh and Luke Schrager report now, even the nation's nuclear watchdog calls the situation concerning.
The Saint-Alban nuclear power station is getting a massive makeover. 4 years of construction and a €1 billion bill are well worth it to the plant's manager. He needs to keep the 2 reactors on stream longer than planned.
What really determines the lifespan of a nuclear reactor is the quality of both its core and confinement shell. We're continuously monitoring these 2 vital elements. It makes sense to extend the life of our 2 reactors here in Saint-Alban. The infrastructure is in great shape. With these additional investments, we guarantee absolute safety.
Saint-Alban isn't alone. EDF's embarked on a modernization program of all of France's aging nuclear infrastructure. It means plants designed to last 40 years will operate as long as 50 or even 60. It's a titanic project the public utilities calling Grand Carénage, or the Great Streamlining, and it's hoping to obtain the green light from France's nuclear watchdog by 2019.
This here is Unit 1's last resort diesel engines. We're building them now, and they'll be operational by the end of 2018. These are nothing more than giant energy generators that can bear the brunt of massive environmental disasters, earthquakes.
In the wake of Japan's Fukushima nuclear disaster, every single reactor is now subject to increased safety measures. EDF estimated the Great Streamlining was going to cost €50 billion, a price that's now swelled to twice that. On the day we came to visit, a group of students were getting a guided tour. They're all from the School of Mines, a prerequisite if you're looking for work in the nuclear sector. Many think France is doing what's needed to avoid a serious incident.
We hope such an accident won't happen. I believe everything is being implemented to prevent it. I'm not worried about a nuclear disaster.
Not all of these budding engineers are convinced, though. 75% of France's energy is nuclear, a total that needs to come down to 50% by 2025, an obligation raised by energy transition law.
In my opinion, nuclear power is a source of problems in the long term. We don't really know how to reprocess nuclear waste or decommission nuclear plants. We have to come up with solutions. There are plenty of alternative energies.
Before such long-term issues come into play, however, there are far more pressing concerns.
Nous demandons à tous d'observer une minute de silence.
6 years on from Fukushima, the critics of atomic energy are more vocal than ever. They invited a Japanese delegation to Paris for this demonstration, and all paint an alarming picture for French nuclear power.
Recently, it's been revealed that nuclear plants are suffering significant defects in the cores and steam generators, components built by the very same company and which are in use both in France and in Japan.
Indeed, cascading anomalies have been detected since 2015. A third of reactors have had to be shut down and checked before coming back online. It costs an already overextended EDF €1 billion each time, and the voices of critics are multiplying.
French utility company EDF must finally admit that repairing these nuclear plants is going to be way too expensive. It's a threat to the company's financial health. EDF doesn't even have the technical ability to repair these plants. The truth is that there are enough defects that cause a nuclear disaster in France. The only way to prevent this is to stop dumping money in these worn-out plants and to invest in renewable energies.
For EDF, that's not even the worst of it. The Flamanville EPR was meant to be a showcase example of nuclear reactor tech. Instead, it's been an industrial nightmare. Late in 2014, a defect found in the reactor's steel containment structure meant it was too fragile. The financial stakes were colossal. But that wouldn't prevent the Nuclear Safety Board shutting it down if it thought it necessary.
Once the investigation is over, if we believe we have to pull the plug on the Flamanville EPR reactor, then this is what we'll do. The plant will either have to be replaced or repaired, but it's still too early to do so. We will decide by the end of summer.
The containment structure was manufactured by Creusot. An Areva-owned business, it handles not just orders for French reactors, but EPRs sold abroad, meaning there's no room for doubt. An inquiry at Creusot led to some explosive findings, that hundreds of units had been fraudulently approved.
We've witnessed a certain number of irregularities during the construction process. Some have the attributes of falsification, a deliberate cover-up. We must go over thousands of technical documents spanning over decades to make sure there aren't other malfunctions.
Areva and EDF were warned as early as 2005 over irregularities at Creusot, according to recently publicized correspondence. Both public utilities, though, upheld their orders, specifically for the Flamanville EPR, and both have now seen a somewhat toxic image of nuclear power tarnished yet further.